What's up, everyone? How you guys doing? In this game, we have loueMT as the Holy Roman Empire, spawning in the southeast in blue, and in the northwest, we have CrackedyHere in purple as the Byzantines. Ooh. I think as of this recording, there's only been about 20 to 30 HRE games played in High Conqueror. So, as always, this will be interesting. I know I say that with every game, but that's because every game is interesting. I love watching pros play. I love casting these games. And the DLC just has been so much fun. If you haven't got it already, I do highly recommend it. Even if you're not really interested in ranked, playing free-for-all, nomad, random, like it's just having 6 more civilizations, the variety of nomad games, of random nomad games, that is, it's just so fun. I've just been enjoying it. That's the best way to put it. Anyways, so I have posted quite a few Order of the Dragon games, and there obviously is a pretty decent difference between HRE and their variant Order of the Dragon. A lot of you may already know how the HRE plays, they go into Aachen. From Aachen, they try to go fast castle, regnets, get as many relics as they can. Optimally, they would want a minimum of 3. In some cases, in the rarest of scenarios, they'll get all 5 of them, and at that point, yeah, it's pretty difficult to break them. If the HRE get 5 relics, that's 5 steroid freaking outposts. I don't know how else to put it. Those outposts are just absolutely insane. The Aachen, okay, where is he gonna place it? I would have preferred it like 1 squared lower. Even where he originally put it would have been good too, because the radius would have got his gold vein as well as his TC, of course, and it would have been closer to the deers. So sorry about that. Closer to the deer, so he wouldn't have to push them as much as needed. As we're right here, he's gonna have to push them pretty deep in. Over here though, with Crackedy as our Byzantine, we see the Grand Winery. I love this landmark. I think it does need a little bit of a buff. I think it has extremely huge potential, and I'm really happy to see the Grand Winery coming down instead of the pretty freaking standard Imperial Hippodrome. The Imperial Hippodrome, don't get me wrong, it's good if you're gonna go more into the harassment style, which a lot of people are saying that's the only way to play the Byzantine. I don't think so. I think they could be a pretty hefty turtle civ, go into the Imperial Age, go fast castle off of a Grand Winery into a decent timed Imperial, and just try to produce as many mercenaries as you can through the Golden Horn, or the Gold Horn Tower, your merc houses. Oh, speaking of merc houses, what do we have over here? We have the Sipahi and mercenary crossbow. Okay, wait, why doesn't that say mercenary Sipahi? And at the other one we have the War Elephant and the Jukunu. You wouldn't really, unless it gets into the Imperial stage, like late game, he won't be able to secure these anytime soon. But the War Elephant is amazing if you're able to pull it off in the late game. I hope this is where we're headed. I really want to see both of these players go into the Imperial Age. I would love to see Imperial Byzantine versus HRE. I think that'll just be an amazing little match. In this, we're gonna have a bit of downtime, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. Second TC coming down at the gold for loueMT. It doesn't look like Crackedy is opting to go for a second TC. Still sitting on one cistern, by the way. That's wait. Oh, okay. I thought they were, for a second there, I thought these Vils were grabbing a deer, but they're chopping wood. Oh, nice little kills by Crackedy on those deer that were trying to get pushed to the Aachen Chapel. That's 3 deer that are just going to be out in the open. Well, 2 of them are still within range though, so at least there's that. Hopefully he doesn't push the other 2. Yeah, that's still within range. So only 2, or excuse me. Okay, yeah, now it's only 2 of them that are going to be out of range of the Aachen influence. I think I've said quite a few times in this cast so far. Sorry. It's still a little early for me. Barely woke up about an hour ago. So with a little bit of downtime, I'd like to just throw this out there. Please feel free, leave a comment down below on any type of feedback, constructive criticism, anything that you'd like to see me improve on, or even if you're interested in me casting 2v2 3s 4s free-for-alls, nomads, anything like that, just let me know. I'm very invested into 1v1 solo ranked more than the other ones, but I'll give it a shot if that's what you guys are, if that's something that you guys are interested in. For sure. I'm here to make content, and that's it. I'm having fun with it, and like I've said a few times and in multiple different casts, the DLC just has been amazing. Oh, the buff is lingering on the Aachen, so by the time, yeah, I think this one might be a little too far, but even then I'm pretty sure the buff is the Aachen Chapel buff will still linger for quite some time, even when they're coming out of the TC. They're instantly getting the buff. Well, that's not bad. I don't think it's going to be that big of a nuisance then, with how Crackedy ended up killing off this particular deer so far away from the Aachen Chapel itself. So we do see a level 2 cistern. We do see the Castle Age coming up with Cistern of the First Hill for Crackedy. That's going to give him access to flask, 10 charges, and you could have it on an auto toggle, so when one of your cav units drops below a certain percent of health, they'll automatically drink from their flask and regen health. Full walls coming up for loueMT. No, okay, Louis should be dropping his regnets pretty soon. He has the resources for it. Where is he gonna drop it? Okay, that's a pretty safe. Oh no, he's just gonna go for wood. Why is his regnets so late? He could have dropped that like at least a minute sooner. Castle Age comes through for Crackedy, and Louis is gonna be at least 2.5 minutes behind on his age up, which is going to give which is going to give Crackedy a huge opportunity to just move out and grab a couple of these relics. There's only one on the west side, and the other 4 are all on the east. This one's the safest bet for Crackedy. So if anything, he's going to move out and try to get the riskier ones first. He knows where all of them are too. Yeah, if I were him, I'd probably move out and try to grab the ones closest to loueMT, the ones that are supposed to be his. First Horseman is out, First Monk is out, and he's gonna move to the center contested one, and then most likely, yeah, it'll be that one, and then this one as well. He should grab the westmost contested one as well. Cataphract is out as well. Not going to be able to really do much. Let me switch this over to villager count. We have 18 on wood for Louis. That's a lot of wood. He's going to be dropping a lot of production pretty soon. First these are his first 2 production buildings. Yeah, 1 stable, 1 barracks. Oh, excuse me. Stab. Yes, Mr. Villager, you could totally take a cataphract one-on-one. I believe in you. As of right now, we do have 1 relic, second one getting picked up for Crackedy, going back towards his base. The prelate attempts to grab, or Louis' prelate attempts to grab his favorable relic, but there are horsemen out and they're denied. There's a cataphract on the west side as well, so doesn't look like he's going to be able to grab that relic, the western contested relic either. 1 has been placed, 1 is on its way. Crackedy's monk is already moving out, grabbing the favorable relic for loueMT. We're gonna have to see if Louis is gonna be able to grab any relics this game. Spearman trying to fight a cataphract isn't gonna really be able to do that. The cataphract is, it's pretty damn strong, especially when you add in the flask. How much health is it? 25 per second, right? Yeah, for 2 seconds. That's 250 HP that it regens, and it sits at 360. First sculpt comes through on one of the horsemen. Oh, is he gonna lose a prelate? No, at least he's able to at least he's able to survive. Well, the prelate's able to survive. Still on the western side, I'm sure the flask already went off there as well. Louis needs to try to control his spearmen a little better. If all 3 of them were on the cataphract, he probably wouldn't have lost it. 4 relics total coming through for for Crackedy at the moment. 2 have already been placed, 2 are on their way, but 1 of them is pretty damn close already. And then there's his favorable relic. This is one of those rare cases I was talking about where a player does get 5, but I was talking more of the scenario of an HRE player being able to get 5. This is absolutely insane. In general, it's rare for a single player to get all 5 relics. Second monastery coming down, second TC coming down, and I believe that's going to be level 4 cistern. Yes, and a level 4 cistern coming up as well for Crackedy. Over here on the for our HRE player, he's currently sitting on 3 rack stables. Wololo is going off, attempting to buy a little bit of time. These knights, he's just getting completely outnumbered. 9 cataphracts are currently out for Crackedy. 15 spears, 2 knights, 4 prelates are out for our HRE player, but he has 0 relics. Trample goes through on all of the spears. The rest of the cataphract should be able to clear this up. Another trample goes through, another trample goes through on the spears and the knights. These cataphracts are just cleaning up. Gulp goes off, or flask procs on one of the cataphracts, and he's gonna be full health pretty damn soon. 1 villager kill for Crackedy, but he has killed and just completely wiped out the entirety of loueMT's spear force. There are some more coming up, but there's only 9 of them against 8 cataphracts. They are veteran spearmen, no upgrades though, compared to... Oh, is he gonna be able to pick off a couple spears before they... He's able to pick off 1 spear. Trample goes through on all the spears. They lined up perfectly. Loses 3 cataphracts. Is he gonna lose his 4th? These spearmen need to get on the other side of the wall. He's lost 4 cataphracts so far. Number 5 potentially. Oh, he's gonna be able to barely get away with the remaining cataphracts. But either way, even if he does lose these, even if he did lose them, he's sitting on 5 relics, and he's gonna be able to not necessarily catch up, on villagers, but the gap isn't going to be as huge since loueMT has been sitting on 5 TCs. Holy, imagine that. He has been sitting on 4 TC. Wow, what the hell was wrong with me? He's been sitting on 2 TC for so much longer than Crackedy has. So he did gain a significant lead. He's up 20 right now, but it is 2 TC against 2 TC. So at least that number isn't going to grow any further unless some heavy damage comes in from either player. Crackedy's cataphracts are just roaming around, seeing what they could do. The spear numbers have increased quite significantly. They're up to 17, and man-at-arms are hitting the field. I believe they also have their marching drills too. They're on charge. Yeah. +1 melee, +1 melee armor, +1 melee attack, +1 ranged armor have come through. And plus, oh yeah, so I already said the melee attack have all come through for loueMT. As we're with Crackedy, we haven't got, or he hasn't upgraded a single military oriented upgrade yet. The 5 cataphracts that were remaining are trying to do some sort of run by, counterattack, or even pick off reinforcements. None to be found at the moment. Meanwhile, the 17, meanwhile the spears were able to break through the gate, attacking a Varangian guard under a TC that has popped a flask. Meanwhile, the 5 cataphracts are just sitting in front of the palisade gate, attempting to get whatever kill they want. loueMT, he overextended himself trying to go under that TC, the second TC, for some reason, when he needed to wait for reinforcements. Down at the southwest, we see an offensive outpost getting put up by Crackedy. That's a really nice outpost spot though, right there. That was in between 2 stones and a gold. Meanwhile, these cataphracts are still being annoying, still trying to find any damage. There's a lot of barracks up and fully functional for our HRE player. Crackedy is trying to get stables up and running at the far south side of the map, proxy stables, so he'd be able to harass in the back line while this wall, the stone wall, is coming up for loueMT. He has to know that there's something going on. He did see the villager go down there. A little stabby fight. Go villagers. Stab. Okay. Meanwhile, cataphracts moving around. Still no military upgrades for Crackedy. loueMT does go into Imperial. I'm assuming he went with Ausbek. There's no way he went with Regnitz. Did he really? I mean, not Regnitz, with Palace of Swabia. He was sitting on 2 TC, so honest, Wololo is going off attempting to delay this push as much as it possibly can. Meanwhile, on the southeastern side, we have those same 5 cataphracts being extremely annoying, attempting to get whatever villager kills that they can. They're able to get 3 villagers, I believe, before they're going to be taken down by the double outposts and the man-at-arms / spears that are defending there. Now over here in the northern part of the map, we see a nice little run by coming through. A lot of man-at-arms right here pushing through. They're gonna get on top of these archers and just start decimating them. Oh, that was such a terrible time. I needed to mute my mic. I had to sneeze. Sorry about that, guys. These men-at-arms are on top of the villagers and on top of the remaining archers that are there. This stable is coming up and starting to produce cataphracts that are harassing the villagers now. Is he going to be able to get them away? Barely. Crackedy going through with a Wololo, attempting to grab as many man-at-arms as he can, and he almost does because of the distraction that was going on over here with the cataphracts. And there's just a massive rally coming through. 36 HRE man-at-arms with 4 spears just getting rallied into Crackedy's Byzantine base. The second town center is going to be going down very, very shortly. From there, that's going to kill any type of villager production, or cut his villager production in half, obviously, since he is sitting on 2 TC. I don't believe that Crackedy is going to be able to get a critical amount of crossbows in time in order to defend this. He's currently sitting at a 12, but Louis does have 43 man-at-arms that are upgraded. 1111 has come through for Crackedy, and we have tactics coming through for loueMT, which does increase the health of his infantry based units. That's a lot of farms that we have down here. Not as many as it potentially could be. I would love to see some prelates coming up here and stealing these relics, taking them back to loueMT's base. Full wall coming up on the western side of the map. I'm assuming the cataphract got dealt with. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. And Crackedy hasn't produced anything out of it again since then. We have Lanchknecht, 6 of them for Crackedy, 12 crossbows, 8 Varangian guards, and 4 Lamentanais. Meanwhile, loueMT is sitting on 127 villagers, 57 military, 45 of which are man-at-arms, 5 Lanchknecht for himself, and 4 spears. And the charge goes through. Not necessarily a charge, but he is pulling a small group, a decent sized group, going towards the crossbows itself. Meanwhile, the remaining half of his military force just crushes the melee army of Crackedy. Nice little micro coming out over here, but the numbers are just getting dwindled. His crossbows, he was sitting at, what was it, 15? He's down to 5 essentially. Wololo goes off attempting to pick off, and the pick gets done. More Lanchknecht are coming in, not enough to be able to do anything towards these man-at-arms. That's nice little cleave damage right there. He needs a lot more than 3 of them trickling in every so often. Meanwhile, the rest of the crossbows that were chased up to the north have been cleaned up. Man-at-arms are swarming in. GG gets called. Game goes to loueMT. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys next time.